What is going on, gang members? Welcome back to another episode of Storytime here on my channel. I haven't only made one of these videos, but I figured I wanted to make, more of them. I just kind of had to rattle the brain a little bit and see, what I wanted to tell you guys. See what kind of story I wanted to tell you guys. And today I have one that happened to me and my brother-in-law and his neighbor 2 years ago. Now, this is a fishing story. I think me and my brother-in-law have a curse. Every time we seem to go catfishing on a boat, we always get slammed by the fucking storm from hell. Like, I don't know what the deal with catfishing is on a boat with us, but it always seems to, for some reason, never go our way. We can catfish anywhere else, like off a bank, off a dock, anywhere like that. Nothing happens. But as soon as we try doing it on a boat, that's when we run into some serious problems. And it's only catfishing. I don't understand. We could be fishing for bass, crappie, stripe, trout, whatever the case may be on a boat, but if we even act like we're going to throw out a line for a catfish, then it could be a bright sunny day, and then all of a sudden, here comes the storm from hell. I don't quite know what the deal with it is, but that's just for some reason how it works. I guess we're cursed, but either way, on to the story. Now, 2 years ago, in Chattanooga, at one of the marinas, a tornado came through the marina, and it tore the thing apart. Well, the day that me, my brother-in-law, and our neighbor decided to go out, we went out on our neighbor's boat, and it was only like a 20% chance of storms that day, and it was nice outside. The sun was shining. It was a little cloudy, but not to the extent that you would think that, oh God, here comes a storm. Probably should, call it a day, or probably should leave, or not even go at all. It wasn't anything to that extent. It was nice. It was a nice day. 20% chance of storms, who really gives a shred of a shit about that? So we go out and we're fishing for a good little while, and my wife calls me and lets me know, hey, it's storming here in Cleveland. There's storms, headed your guys' way, and this, that, and the other. And I'm on the phone with her, and I kind of look around. I'm like, what are you talking about? Sky's clear. There ain't nothing going on here. We're a good ways away. Why think twice about it? That was our logic anyway. So we go up near one of the power plants, and we fish there. And I'd say we're about 2 or 3 miles from the boat ramp. And at the time, and I'm so glad that I had my cigarettes and my cell phone in a Ziploc baggie in like the glove compartment of the boat. Otherwise, I'd have been But we were fishing out by the power plant, and all of a sudden it starts clouding up a little more and more. And my brother-in-law, he's kind of panicked at this point, thinking, hey, we need to go. And me and his neighbor Carl were just kind of like, hell. We tough it out a little bit, it can't be that bad. Well, about that time, we see lightning off in the distance, so that's when we're all in agreement. Okay, time to dip, time to get the hell up out of here. With lightning, we're gone. So we start to take off, and our neighbor Carl, his boat, it wasn't a normal boat. I had never seen one that had one like this. Most boats, have the accelerator. Oh shit, can't be doing all that, knocking my shit around. Most boats have the accelerator up here where the throttle. Well, his had a actual gas pedal on it, like a car would. Never seen one like that. Well, about the time we take off, the wind starts picking up. The waves, I'd say, are at that point are close to a 4-foot swell, which is ridiculous, really. So about the time we take off, something happened to the gas pedal, and a part in it broke. Don't know what the happened, but something broke, and our luck, of course, it did it right whenever we're getting ready to leave. Well, Carl fiddles with it for a little bit. I'd say about maybe 5-10 minutes, something like that. Finally gets it fixed. Well, when he gets it fixed, all of a sudden, as soon as we take off again, the bottom drops out of the sky. It just starts pissing rain on us. I mean, I swear it was dumping 55-gallon drums of rain on us. So, me and my brother-in-law, like, we notice that we have to keep stopping every so often because the waves are starting to get so high that, like, the boat, it couldn't handle it. So, I look back at one point, because we're sitting up on the front of the boat. We have to sit on the front of the boat in order to hold it steady to keep it from doing this, because I look back at one point before we made that move to sit up at the front of the boat. I look back at one point and the whole motor is underwater. Like, I mean, here's the motor, here's the water line. The whole motor was underwater. So that, I was like, holy shit, we're about to sink. The only thing we had working in our advantage at that point was we were maybe 30, 40 yards from the bank. So if we had to swim, we possibly could have done it. I don't know if we would have made it or not, but I mean, it was possible. It took us about 20 to 25 minutes, I'd say, as much as we had to stop. It took us about 20 to 25 minutes to get back to the boat ramp. Well, once we get everything loaded up, finally, once we make it back, I checked my phone. I had over 15 missed calls and I think like 7 or 8 voice messages from my wife at that point. I didn't even bother listening to all those. I just called her and told her what was going on. And of course, you know, I felt like an idiot for not listening to her in the first place. But, you know, I'm a guy. That's how we do things. Well, our neighbor Carl, his wife Ty, was over at my mother-in-law's, who was also worried about Carl because she hadn't heard from him. And my mother-in-law, of course, was worried about my brother-in-law. So they were all kind of together flipping the out and, you know, figuring out what was going on. Well, about the time we take off and we get out of the marina, what do you know? Water spout. I mean, really? Luckily, though, we weren't near it. You could see it off in the distance, but luckily we weren't near it. I mean, it was enough to scare the shit out of you, though. I've never been that scared in my life out on the water. Like, I never seriously thought, holy shit, I'm about to drown. But that day, honestly, I seriously thought we were fucked. Because it was pretty rough, I'm not going to lie. I've never had an experience quite like that again. I would not ever want to have an experience like that again. The only thing, if I could go back and know now, if I knew then what I knew now, and I could go back and do it again, the only reason I would ever even dream of doing that again was just so I could show you guys and take a GoPro out on there with us, just so I could show you guys the experience, because it was absolutely the craziest thing I've ever been through. And of course, when we get back, like, I mean, it's just piss pouring rain the whole way back. And of course, when we get back, you know, we got 3 women staring at us. You know, like we would have been safer out on that boat. But luckily, our wives and my mother-in-law, they're really good to us. You know, they give us nice warm towels, fresh clothes, you know, the whole 9 yards. So they were happy we made it back in one piece. But damn, I tell you guys, that was a hell of an experience. So, lesson for the day: if your wife or whoever calls you and you're out fishing and they say, hey, it's storming, you might want to go ahead and call it a day and come back, listen, because that was the only time I've ever listened to my wife, that I've never listened to my wife whenever she told me something when I was out on the boat. And that's going to be the last time I don't listen to her when I'm out on the boat and she says there's a storm coming. Because I'm serious, guys. That was probably the most terrifying experience I've ever had as far as being out on a boat on the water. I can swim, but I mean, it's scary. Believe me. Waves at a 4-foot swell and lightning and raining and you can't see shit, and you know, you think you're about to sink. You think a bass boat's about to sink. That's pretty intense. But like I said, lesson for the day: if your wife or whoever calls you and tells you, hey, you need to call it a day, trust me, you want to listen to them. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure you drop a like on it, hit the subscribe button, share the video out. You know the drill. But I'm thinking about either streaming tonight, and if I do, then I'll probably be streaming Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't quite know yet. It just really all depends on how I feel, what all goes on. I'm not decided. But tomorrow, I'm going to be starting a Let's Play on this bad boy right here. I've already played through this game once, and I've already beat it. But you know what? I like this game. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, Max Payne 3. This game is just brutal as all get out. And I mean, I couldn't really pass the price at GameStop up, so I mean, it was only like $7 at GameStop, so I really couldn't pass up the opportunity to play it again. So anyway, I'll be bringing you guys that tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I will see you.